Gear Geek.
Hello, we're here at Avant Premiere, the snowboard test, checking out everything that's good for 2013-2014. Shops are here, media are here, testing boards. Let's go and check it out. I'm here on the Jones stand with Jeremy from TSA.
I think for me personally it's probably the biggest change in binding technology in 20 years. And although it looks like a standard binding, the way it operates is completely different to a traditional binding.
Right.
It's taken its influence from skateboard trucks, and what they've done is the centre point of the binding is mounted to a kingpin. So although at first appearance this little bit of movement doesn't seem to be a great deal, what it does when you translate that into the way the energy's moved around the binding and transferred to the board, it makes a massive difference. So with a traditional binding, when you go onto a turn, you put the energy into the frame of the high back, so all the energy is going into the board at the centre point of the board. With the Now binding, because you have that rocking motion, the only part of the binding that contacts the board are these 4 feet. So when you go on a toe side turn, all the energy shifts onto these 2 points, basically where you need the energy to be, along the edge of the board. You can afford to run a far shorter high back, so you have a really comfortable binding with the response and control of a really high performance stiff binding.
He's convinced me to go out on the Hovercraft with the Now bindings, which I normally never do. I always take my own bindings when I'm testing a board, but apparently they're so good that it'll just feel perfect first time. So talk us through the board.
Well, the Hovercraft, well, you could describe it as a paddleboard, but that would be doing it a kind of a real injustice because it's a lot more than that. Quite a bit stiffer, especially towards the tail. Where this also scores as well is when you get this thing on the piste, it's just so much fun to ride because it's so powerful and so responsive. Which you're about to find out, James.
Okay, well, I'm going to take this for a ride. Let's do it. Right, let's go. So slow! Just been riding the Jones Hovercraft 156. Found some powder, incredibly fun in powder with this big powder nose. I haven't ridden a 156 for probably 10 years, and to ride something like that in decent powder does feel good. Tail's a little bit too stiff for me. I'd like something slightly softer. Just felt like it bucks you off when you hit choppy stuff. Just been testing the Now bindings. It felt incredibly comfortable straight off, which sometimes doesn't really happen with bindings, take a while to get used to. I don't know if it's the pivoting that does it or whether it's just a really good binding. So I'd recommend them anyway.